Yes. No, I literally threw his shit as soon as I could kiss him because he made 3 in a row or something.
I was dripping on him.
Yeah. No, he was dripping wide open.
What the hell is dripping on him?
He was busting in buttholes and stuff too.
Busting on him.
Yeah.
He's running around with sugar in his ass and sugar ass.
Yeah, give Sugar Lips a new name, huh?
Butt lips. Sugar butt lips.
You never heard of Sugar Lips? Really? Sugar Lips? Like a fucking 1940s like women compliment.
Yeah.
What's up, Sugar Lips?
Yeah.
What's up, sugar?
We need to go watch like some shit. Get educated. You don't, dude. You don't even know fucking Simple Jack.
Simple Jack, dude.
Simple Jack.
Damn it, man.
I forget that you're from Tropic Thunder.
God damn it, Simple Jack.
I forgot that too.
Yeah, see, I was like, bro, I don't. And then I get brought up again, and I get bullied for Tropic Thunder.
All right, give us another. Give us another Tropic Thunder reference then, so we know you're in.
I ain't got none, bro.
The boy with the big hands. The guy with the big hands.
I vaguely remember the movie besides that.
Tom
Robert Downey
Cruise.
Jr.
Yeah.
pretends to be a black guy.
The manager?
Yeah.
And that he's screaming at people.
The only reason I
Like,
know that is because of
literally.
y'all.
What? Did we ever look up his name? It is
Yeah.
something crazy.
Kirk
I-
Lazarus.
There we go. I got roasted for that one.
Lazarus.
You said it, and I was like, who?
Kirk
And I was
Lazarus.
like,
I don't know who
bro,
that
no.
is.
He's the
I would
best.
look it up.
I wouldn't
And
have
then I said,
remembered
I knew
it.
Tropic Thunder, and then
I'd
you're
look
like, oh,
it
you
up.
don't.
He's the
I was like,
best
definitely
method
know Tropic
actor.
Thunder.
Best method actor in the world.
No, he's so good.
Yeah. That's method acting.
Is he still with Scientology?
Who?
Tom Cruise?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the lead.
Oh, he's been there, bro.
I
He's
didn't
like
know
the,
that.
No,
he's like
yeah.
head honcho.
He's right next to the lead
Swear to
alien.
God.
Yeah, he's donated the most.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I swear.
He knows where Miscavige's wife is.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Some of that
he
stuff.
knows some shit.
I got
that's for
really
sure.
into that for a second. I was watching a lot of
Wait, like
Scientology
It's some
documentaries.
wild
Into
shit.
it like you were gonna join him?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, Mikey, we gotta talk about it.
I watch all the
Oh,
Scientology
my
documentaries.
thing,
They're
Cut, what
wild.
Little
over there.
crazy.
Seeing Clear is like the biggest famous one, but it's so
Yeah.
good. You should go watch those. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to One Good Question. We're with the team today. We got Matt Ogie, Kyle Castro, me, and Jim, and Sebastian. And we can kind of go around, maybe give some tips. But the question is, it's a little vague, but I think there's lessons here. And since I'm going on my Life Coach World Tour, I think it's a good question for that. How do you build confidence? And this gentleman's talking about even just in life in general. Now I got a one ABC plan that I'm selling, so I'll leave mine for the end because I have the answer. But if you guys want to
The
throw
answer.
tips that helps
You
you,
think there's one answer? The answer?
yeah, I honestly do.
He's going on world tour.
I don't
And
really
I-
have a plan.
Yeah,
but
you think I'm joking, but I literally
No, I
do.
was definitely asking.
No, I
There's
literally
a
do.
single answer.
Yeah, I think there's a singular method.
I don't have a plan, but I
I'm not arguing with that. I was just making
When
sure.
I try to think when I'm most confident, like
Yeah.
what I do.
That's good.
Oh man. When I'm most confident, what I do is I basically just lie to myself.
Oh my.
Yeah, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Kind of like, kind of, but then like also like you got to use it somewhere. There has to be an outlet for that confidence to be used on. So like,
Women.
yeah.
So
yeah, my man.
yeah, for those of you in our audio audience who do not know what Kyle looks like, Kyle is 6'5",
You look
Yeah,
good.
but see, I probably have the most confidence
Stellar.
issue out of all y'all.
model good looks,
Yep. Tiny.
athletic.
Tiny
Yeah.
penis.
We don't know.
Very small.
I've seen it.
penis.
I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
it.
Hey, perfect size.
So I would
the
say
right. Little
I
snack.
I don't know. Like it is weird. Like when I'm really lacking confidence, I feel like I'm just a small little dude. I don't know. I
Well,
hate it, but
I think that's a big thing. When you see someone who you perceive as being better looking, more athletic, smarter, whatever, and you assume that they have all the confidence in the world, and you don't know how you're ever going to get there. Most of the time, those people don't have the confidence that you think they do.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Sometimes, but
we're
not,
all flesh and blood.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a single human out there that is 365 confident. And it's just not possible. It's just not in the unless they're a narcissist. Then that's literally a mental disorder. Like there's
Yeah.
no such thing. You?
No.
it's almost like it almost like plays into. I think a lot of confidence comes from like your perception of what others think of you.
For sure.
Right. I think that's probably the majority of your confidence. Because like if you didn't care what other people think about you, I think you'd be probably the most confident person in the world.
I think it's
Generally.
it's a weird take, but it's just so true because again, there's so many messages being thrown around the internet about confidence and success and stuff like that. But that take is so good in the sense that like we're social creatures. You know, we were raised in whatever you believe in, caves with 10 of us, or families and tribes with 100 of us or 50 of us. I forgot what the number is, but we're meant to be around others. And if it's almost like a moral evolutionary thing that you should care what other people think. You know, if you don't care what other people think, you're probably doing something wrong.
You might be a sociopath,
right? You're probably, and if you're acting wild, it's because you don't fit in, because you're probably not helping the people around you, right? Like you hear like the one black sheep of the family of well, it's probably because they're doing some weird shit. Yeah, like they don't want to fit in, and they don't want to help the family, they don't want to be close. So I think it's normal, and I think it's probably good to care about what other people think, because there's a big message going around like don't care what they think. You know, like well. We're kind of built.
You're kind of fighting yourself at that point.
You're fighting the whole world. You're fighting biology.
The socialization.
You're fighting everything. Yeah. You're literally fighting biology and everything. Like should it rule you? Probably not. Yeah. Right? You don't want to be like, oh, if Timmy jumps off a cliff, are you going to jump off a cliff? Probably not. But you should care somewhat.
Yeah, I think it like ties into like, I mean that they don't really clash. They're pretty similar. Like caring what people think about you, but then also in the same breath wanting people to like you. And so, like, the one you can't control at all. Well, I mean, you can't control either of them, kind of. But, like, someone just might not like you. They might not like you, whatever. But, like, that's what it comes down to. Then that's when the thoughts kick in, like, damn, why don't they do this? And, like, I don't know. If you have that internal monologue, like, I have a constant internal monologue going, like, all day. But I mean, that's just the thoughts that are feeding into it. I would say, like, when the internal monologue is, like, really quiet is when I'm most confident, probably. Like, the less thoughts, or the more I can, like, see the thoughts going by, and I could, like, be like, nah, we're not going to.
I mean, that's some of the life coachy shit they teach too, is like the more present you are, the less time you have for that inner monologue. So the less chances you have for those doubts and negative thoughts to creep in, which is every human's issue, right? Like if you're paying attention to now, and that's kind of the beauty of podcasting too, is like no one's on their phone. Like you're forced into this conversation that you're not allowed to do anywhere else. Like it's real rare in nowadays age. It's going to be real, no one hears once, like, I hope not, because we've all been pretty engaged. We just did the long podcast before that. You're not sitting there like, damn, dude, my eyebrows are fucked, or my beard's fucked, or do I look fat on camera? Because you're just too dialed in. Yeah. We all have those thoughts, but you're just dialed in.
Yeah. But that's my recipe. Yeah, my recipe is just like, I guess try to quiet your thoughts and just tell yourself, and just affirmations, I would say, probably more so.
Affirmations are huge.
And like you could tell yourself not like fake shit. Don't lie like completely like oh, I'm the most confident person in the world. You could just lead off with like a subtlety, like oh man, I don't feel the most attractive today, but, and then just like segue it, like on a highway, you're trying to get off on the off ramp, and you're like, all right, I don't feel that attractive today, like, oh, but you know what, I'm gonna dress nice today, so I feel better today, and just kind of like segue it that way a little bit. I think it's small shit like that. I don't think it's ever the rah ever. The rah doesn't work for me because I could just see right through it. And I'll like look at myself and be like, dude, you're lying to yourself. Like it's just me and you here, bro. Like there's like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like Ray Lewis isn't in the room. You're not trying to impress him. You know what I mean? Like this is just me and you, dude. Like who you lying to? Like you can fool everyone else in here, not yourself, So it's like, all right, but that's all I got.
Yeah, you start lying to yourself, you're going to be down a dark path.
Yeah.
I think I've had two approaches. One of them is I always like to call this the 10-minute win. Like find a thing that you can accomplish successfully in a short period of time and get a little boost out of that.
Just productivity.
Yeah, just a productivity thing, whatever. And the other one is like visualization. It's like thinking about accomplishing something in the way that you want to accomplish it. And pretty often, the actual performance is a little different than that. So maybe something came up and you had to problem solve or whatever. But if you thought about finishing it, like being successful with it, that helps me.
You got anything, young guns?
I think it's like just being honest with yourself, but not being negative.
Mm-hmm.
So I try not to use the word can't ever. Like when people are like, oh, I can't do it, I say, oh, I'll figure it out. Or like I'll get to it. Yeah. Like if I can't succeed on like a climb or just something of like a challenging nature, it's not like, oh, I can't do it right now, but I'll get to it. Like I know it's not in the cards right now, but I'm not going to put myself down to a point of where like it's never not possible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to stay grounded and be like, all right, like, it wasn't there. I'm not going to gaslight myself and be like, oh, shit, I'm him. It's just not my day. But I know, like, it'll take time. So being present, being in the moment, and knowing when to be real. Like, we shoot the shit, but there's times I'm like, all right, yeah, like that's not real. We're just acting it up and, like, doing whatever. And there's a time when you got to just check yourself and be like, hey, that's not really me. This is me. I'm not feeling good today, but I know damn well I can give it my best shot to at least get done what I need to get done. And show up. I think most of the fight is just showing up anyways.
Yeah.
Being in the moment, showing up, and then just little goal setting. Like, all right, how can I get to that bigger goal slowly but surely?
Yeah.
And just not put myself down.
I was gonna say, I think taking like small dubs,
Small
like
dubs.
writing things out and just like, okay, I achieved this, and then just having like a bigger picture, kind of like achieving, like what Jimbo said, like
Yeah.
taking those little small dubs, and then eventually you'll have like the bigger picture.
Yeah.
That's-
No, that's the step 1 through 3 ABC, ladies and gentlemen. It really is that simple. Like, looks and stuff like that get a little weird, right? Because we're talking subjective and we're talking in our brains and in our heads. But the truth to like build confidence is showing your work. You know, like you used to doing math. I got the answer's 12. How'd you get to 12? And you got to show all this work. And confidence comes through repetition and succeeding, kind of like Sebastian and kind of everyone said it in many ways. If you want to be confident in something, a skill, a task, or whatever, you got to do it, and you got to build yourself up for success, and you got to be honest with yourself. Kind of little bits and pieces of what everyone said here. You know, Kyle was talking about being honest with himself and having these conversations. You have to do that and succeed the application over and over. You want to have confidence to squat 500 pounds. Well, you have to make a 405 squat. You got to make a 425 double. You got to do a 455 for a double. You got to smoke 475. And then you're going to have confidence that you'll hit 500 because you had the work, you accomplished that work, and it's steps, smaller wins, 10-minute wins, whatever it is, all the way up. Lifting's the easiest example, right? Because it is black and white. You want to bench 315? Okay, you got to put in the work over and over to be good enough to bench 225 for 5, 275 for 3, and now you're probably ready for, to at least attempt confidently. When you start to deal with yourself, it's the same thing, but the scope gets a lot wider. Things you say you're going to do, you got to do. All right, I'm going to wake up every morning and I'm going to shower, work for 10 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you set out for yourself, every time you don't do that, that's like a weakness in your armor, right? You say, all right, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to, this year I want to eat no carbs and I want to walk 5 miles every single day. Well, every day you don't do that, you're lying to yourself when we talk about going down that dark path of literally lying to yourself, and you're just going to become less confident, less weak because the truths aren't there to build upon. You build upon those truths over and over and over, and some of them may be superficial at first. And that's what I do. That's why I'm into clothes. Some of it's superficial, but if I look a certain way, still to this day, since like 3rd grade, I lay out my clothes every night before the next day because I want my fit to look good, because I know that's going to help me carry myself a certain way, to speak a certain way, to act a certain way, and accomplish all these little things I have set out for the day. So I think all the answers from all you guys was great, and depending on what you're trying to be confident, but trying to be confident in life is just showing those works over and over and over. And yeah, I wake up in the morning and think I'm a piece of shit and I'm never going to make it. I'm going to go homeless and I'm going to be weak and broke and fat and ugly and die alone, and all those thoughts crawl into my head. Yeah, it's true though. And everyone else out there has it too. Like if you're a conscious being with any depth, you're going to wake up one day and not feel good. That something bad's going to happen. And you're not good enough and you're not going to make it. But
the lights turn on one day.
If you keep going, it's only going to get brighter, and there's going to be another bad day, and there's going to be another bad day, and if you go through a dark time, like many of us have been through dark times, there's going to be 90 out of those 100 days will be more negative than positive. But if you stop, then you're going to be stuck in the dark. If you keep going, maybe we switch that scale again to the 51-49, and we're going to have more positive days than not, and we're going to switch that thing around. But all those things, affirmations, I'll be quoting Denzel from fucking Remember the Titans to myself every night before I'm going to bed. Y'all think I'm Ray Lewis in my head, like going crazy. All that kind of stuff I think adds up. As much positive as you can bring into your life, who you surround yourself with, how you dress. And I don't care how you dress. You could dress like fucking Marilyn Manson, but if that makes you feel good, dress like Marilyn Manson. It doesn't really matter. But choosing to dress a certain way, choosing to express yourself a certain way, choosing to be put together, whatever that means for you, matters. Because I think a lot of people say, like, oh, you dress that way because it's trendy, or rappers do it, or that. I don't care how you dress, but making a conscious decision to present yourself to the world, going back to us being social creatures, I think matters. Dressing a certain way to make your internal child, young adult feel cool and good matters, because it's going to represent how you move through the world. And most success and most confidence is based on the feedback we get from the Matrix. You can't be just like confident inside and then fucking
from what?
Nothing outside. Like our world is, what's happening in my head is just as much in this world as it is in my head. talking to Gandalf. Or not Gandalf. Fuck. Fucked it up. I was on a roll. Dumbledore.
Talking
Dumbledore. Say.
I mean, Gandalf's up there too. With the,
but Harry Potter says, Dumbledore, is this real or is it all in my head? And Dumbledore says, Harry, just because it's in your head doesn't mean it's not real.
That was a bar. It's a
He was
bar.
dead too. I think he was dead when he said that.
in the halls,
No, no, no.
They were in the fucking cloud 9. Well, they weren't alive.
They were in the halls.
Oh, you're right.
They were in the good. They were in the
Yeah.
heavens halls.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Little
yeah,
Voldemort was on the under the bench or whatever. Remember that?
Yeah, but they were in the heavens when that's
No,
happened.
yeah. He was in the like the
In the
like
Heavenly halls.
Yeah, that's what it,
With the
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
in
know what that's
Valhalla.
called,
With
but
the
yeah,
little
yeah.
goblin underneath.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
That
know
was
that much.
supposed to be Voldemort.
Voldemort.
Witch
yeah.
lore.
Yeah.
Someone called me Voldemort. Oh, Kirby. That's fucked, dude.
What?
called you
The ball.
It's my bald head. She said, I didn't know Voldemort got posted a picture of me when I was 15 with
Oh,
a
yeah.
big head. And she said, I didn't know Voldemort ran my gym.
Damn.
That shit was funny though. But
That's
Pretty
dark.
good.
Yeah,
That's
that's fucked up.
on your shit though, player.
He who shall not be named.
Hey, but he him.
I don't think so.
What?
He got smoked.
She, her. What are we talking about?
What?
She, her.
We run
He
into
said
the
he,
pronouns
him.
now.
Hey, he still ran that phase
You
though.
doing pronouns?
That's what he did.
He still ran that
He
phase.
just pronounced Voldemort.
Bro, Voldy was running up though.
You check his Twitter bio.
Voldemort got that work though.
He did get
He
that
really
word.
did.
Neville, bro, that's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, Neville
He
too.
ran that
Neville.
pack, but like he
Neville fucked that shit up.
Neville
bro.
long
never
bottom,
fucked up the
dude.
steak. Yeah, but like
Long bottom, man. That
Yeah.
dude needs some sugar.
Yeah.
Dude needs some
I'm
sugar.
saying, Voldy though was running. He was up top number one. He who should not be named for years, bro. That's a good run. So you him.
For
They,
you.
they, them. Where can people find you, Matt?
Matt _ OGI Instagram.
VHS
OnlyFans.
dot bouldering
Bruh.
lefty righty.
Y'all teasing my two
Don't
Instagrams.
tease me. Don't
Y'all
tease
teasing my
me.
2 Instagrams a little too much.
Stop teasing
It's only
me.
2 Instagrams.
It's
Y'all
3 of
act
them,
like
bro.
it's 10.
Yeah. It's
Three of
3?
them.
Only
There's
one?
3 of them.
Bro,
The
yeah.
film.
Well, you have 3.
See, I told you he has like 20.
You got 3 of them. Don't cap.
Stay
One of
with-
them's inactive.
That's crazy, man.
One of them inactive because I just own that I should just post
You
it
gotta
out in
navigate
the
the
open.
fans somewhere.
Yeah.
But I got 2
You gotta-
2
And
plus
then the
a
OnlyFans
OnlyFans.
one.
2 plus an OnlyFans.
That's weird, too.
Okay. Got it.
Where I'm about to dip my butthole in sugar.
You're welcking for that, dude.
Plug.
Magic trick. It's basically a
You
magic trick.
plug.
Kyle.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Kyle _ Castro with 2 O's
Castro.
because it's a very common name apparently.
Yeah.
Someone did our meet named Kyle Castro. Which is
Yeah.
fun.
that's
And
true.
Fidel.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Uncle
not
Fidel.
not a shout out to Fidel.
Yeah, Uncle Fidel.
Yeah. Shout out to Fidel. Fidel could burn, dude.
Yeah,
you know?
he's
dead,
got the
but-
same
yeah,
blood,
good.
man.
He-
Maybe.
He's looking up at us right now. I'll tell you
Maybe.
that right now.
He's there with Dumbledore and Harry Potter.
Hit him, Sabas.
All right, Seabass.
Sebastian _ Brambila on IG.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. New episodes every Wednesday and Friday. If you guys want evidence-based supplements to get you right, legionathletics.com. Use code GOODCOMPANY for 20% off. 3sb.co for all your apparel needs. Third Street Barbell, if you're in Sacramento, come check us out. And I'm Silent Mike, where you want to find me.
All right, Matt. The Jim McDonald on all the social media. This show is 50% facts, where a percent is a word and 50 is just numbers. 50% facts is a Spreaker Prime podcast in association with iHeartMedia on the Obscure Celebrity Network. And we'll talk to you next time.
It's about neo-Nazis. I might head over to that Brazilian.
Pull it up. Oh, I'm just gonna Google it right now. Hold up.
They're open, right?
Oh, they're killing it too.
Semis are good.
I got some kind of chicken Brazilian deal is good.
And we're in.
You know, you're in the digital era. We were just talking about the Ryan Garcia fight, but it was I don't know if you follow him at all or any of the boxers,
Nah.
but he's probably the most followed boxer right now, right? I don't want to have my facts way off. What's Tyson Fury have? But he's got a lot of followers, social media wise. Tyson Fury got 6 mil. All right, Tyson Fury is way more. Actually, I lied. I think Ryan's got like 1 mil, but he's pretty tapped in. So he like hangs out. Oh no, he's got 11 mil now.
Oh.
I wonder if it had to just pop off though, because this fight was everyone's saying fight of the year. Anyways, he knows all the streamers and he hangs out with Bradley Martin, and so he's kind of tapped into that where a lot of the other boxers, although they're really good at promo, because I feel like that is half the battle. And even in the UFC, guys are trying to find like a gimmick, right? 'Cause,
Yeah.
like you could be the best fighter and still make very minimum wage unless you're Conor McGregor or you're like You guys sell tickets, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so he went, and don't quote me, don't get me on defamation here, Ryan, buddy. But he went on like a crazy, literal crazy, like pregame thing, freaking out, talking about all this stuff, some conspiratorial stuff to get clicks and clips, I think. But he was also like saying, I think first he said he's not gonna drink the whole camp. He's kind of known as like an LA partier, and then he was caught drinking every single day, and then there was. It does make sports more fun because there's so much extracurricular going on. Every pound overweight he owed the other fighter like $500K.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and he weighed in like a pound and a half or 3 pounds heavy. And I was like, damn, that's a lot of money. Like, these guys make a lot of money. They're the top boxers.
But that's still a lot of money.
Wasn't he drinking while weighing in?
Yeah, everyone says it's fake. But yeah, he weighed in and then he chugged a beer. Everyone says it was probably water. And he's freaking out this whole time. There's a clip going on with their sit down like a couple weeks before the fight. And he goes on like a Wolves of Wall Street. You seen Wolves of Wall Street?
Yeah, yeah.
When they're in the restaurant and he just starts singing.
Oh, yeah.
Rapid.
Yeah, he starts doing that at like an interview. He's like hitting the bench and he just starts like Dr. Seuss rapping at this other guy, and the other guy's just sitting there like, what the hell? Devin Haney doesn't know what the fuck's going on. So he has all these weird things coming up, and then he's tweeting about pedophilia and tweeting about this and tweeting about that and Hollywood and going crazy. So he definitely sold the fight. So then he owes, $3 million or something pre-fight. And then it comes out afterwards, I think he bet on himself like $2 or $3 million.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
he still got an extra bag of $12 million. His purse was probably a hefty, $5 million or something.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different one. I think somebody who bet on themselves they bet $250,000 to win $25,000. So like they're totally losing.
Yeah.
And lost.
Yeah. Well,
if you think you're the best, wouldn't you like bet on yourself?
Yeah, for sure.
But the way the odds are set up, you have to put a lot of extra money down to get any money back.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know Ryan's odds on this, but I heard he made like $12 million on the gambling game. Michael Porter Jr. right now, starting small forward for the Denver Nuggets, won a championship last year. Fairly big name in the NBA. Porter's a common name, though. So I read all these news stories on these Porter brothers going crazy. They're both his brothers. One brother just got, I think he's the only 10th guy ever to get exiled from the NBA.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
in the league betting on games. Yep. And then his other brother might have been in the league also in Toronto. And don't quote me, but I think might have got it like a DUI or something in the same week. One brother's trying to fucking win another championship, and the other two are just wiling out, and they're both in the NBA. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
That's crazy.
Like, your ticket's punched for life, Like, you won.
Yeah.
How do you mess up so bad?
That's a really good question. I don't know.
You get a little greedy.
Yeah, and I guess it is kind of weird, though, too. If you can't bet on the NBA, but you're a fighter and you can bet.
Right. Yeah.
Just because the league has, a grapple on these poor guys. I mean, when I say poor guys, good and bad. I wonder how that works or why that is a thing. Other sports, I assume you can't. Football, baseball. But I wonder
because if you can affect the outcome of the game, you can't bet on it.
But boxing.
Yeah, exactly. You would think they wouldn't be able to
I guess
bet.
if it's violent, I'm okay with it because the chances are you're going to throw are less, right?
Yeah.
Because you're putting your life on the line.
But if you're betting on something that you're in, it makes it a little bit more like wrestling, right? Like professional wrestling, where
it's weird.
The outcome is already known, right? I mean,
I don't know if it's no, because if you bet on yourself to win, the other guy doesn't want to get punched in the face.
Probably not. Yeah, but
that's the thing with violence. So you just don't want to lose. There's been crazy. MMA was crazy. UFC 300 is fucking going nuts. This boxing's kind of revamped what everyone wants in boxing, although they're lightweight guys. They're all 140 pounds. And I didn't really pay attention to boxing growing up, but obviously it was like the Mike Tyson era, and before that was Muhammad Ali. Like, it's always been heavyweights to really lift the sport into pop culture.
Right.
Money Mayweather did all right, and Canelo. Some of those guys are a little smaller, but same with the UFC. I think that's what maybe makes the UFC so interesting is obviously you don't know what's going to happen because there's so many variables, but there are characters in each it's a little more solidified. There's characters in each weight class. There's one UFC. It's a little bit more like the NBA. Where boxing, there's championships everywhere.
Honestly, I've not spent that much time watching professional boxing until it falls into the mainstream. Until there's
same.
somebody big. However, I have under certain circumstances watched Olympic boxing, and it's, to me, I mean, it's a lot more technical. It's a lot more fun to watch because there isn't the hype around it. This is like it's literally two guys in the ring.
Is it an American rule? Because we got the Olympics coming up in 3 months. Is it an American rule that the Olympics are supposed to be amateur? Because that's not an Olympic rule.
No, it was an Olympic rule before, and it's been relaxed over time.
Yeah.
I don't know if there are any sports that you still have to be strictly an amateur and never haven't gotten paid anything.
I think maybe boxing.
I don't know, maybe.
I know boxing was like the famous one because that was like, and Greco wrestling was like, those are the big leaps into like stardom. You go to the Olympics kind of when you're touching your prime. Obviously, in '92 we sent a bunch of NBA players, but I thought the rule was already over because the rest of the world was sending pro basketball players, and that's why we started getting whooped a little bit.
Right.
And we were sending college, so it must have happened in the '80s, I assume. I don't know why. I thought it was a U.S. kind of rule. Same thing with soccer. I always state this, and I don't know the exact rule. I should probably check it out. But, like, to differentiate it from the World Cup and to make it amateur, I think the majority of the team has to be, like, under age 23 or under age 25. And you get, like, 2 or 3 guys on the roster above 25. And then, obviously, at the World Cup, you bring your best. And all that's fucking coming to America. We got the World Cup in 2 years, and then we got the Olympics in 4 years, which is crazy.
As of the early 21st century, most Olympic sports allow professional athletes to compete with the exception of wrestling and boxing. International Olympic Committee relaxed its rules the latter half of the 20th century to accommodate political and economic changes such as growing issue of corporate endorsements and sponsorships.
Yeah, the Olympics are crazy. They always talk about, like, the medal payments. Like, we whoop everyone's ass majority of the time, right? But they go, I forgot what country was it, New Zealand, Australia. Don't quote me. But, like, one of those countries, is you get an automatic $1 million for winning a gold medal from your country.
Jeez.
And, like, America gives you, like, 10,
I think it's
$10K or something.
Yeah, I think it's, like, 30 something for a gold medal, something like that.
Which is just
it's
crazy.
not much.
Yeah.
It's really not much at all.
And you really have to be the guy. Like, you have to be Michael Phelps, right? He's pulling home 6 medals. So, all right, now we're at $120K. But even then, he only got rich because he probably got, like, a Ralph Lauren sponsorship and Oakley and Budweiser.
Yeah, they always make more money off of the...
But if you're not in a cool sport,
right,
no one gives a fuck. I know, like, the gymnast girls got some, like, Visa or Amex commercials or something, so they got paid, which they should. I mean, they like, carry the Olympics for America in a lot of ways. Track and field. It is interesting. Because then what do you do the other 3 years? How are you going to fucking make money?
It's $37,500 for gold medals.
That's so funny.
$22,500 for silver medals, $15,000 for bronze.
Yeah, it's nothing. And I forgot. I think the most of the world gets paid more than that. But there was like a alarming stat from a country that's. I forgot. I think it was like $1 million. I was like, Jesus. Not that. Yeah, I don't know.
Is it just because we bring home so many?
I don't know. Or they don't have a budget for it. I really don't know why.
I just don't really care that much. Azerbaijan, it's $235,000 U.S. equivalent for a gold medal. That's a pretty big one. Canada is only $16,000.
I mean, I think America cares because we have stipends. Like some of those guys, I don't know the money in other sports, and I think it is based on popularity and how well we do. Because like even weightlifter, like we have pro weightlifters. They're not making a shit ton of money, but you know, last I checked, and this was a couple of years ago, they're the top guy. If you're doing everything right, you might make $5K from a month, $5K a month from the Olympics, and that's in your off season. So I'd assume swimming, track, the stipends are a little bit bigger than weightlifting. Greco wrestling, I guess. It's weird that that's even an amateur thing because, like, what is a pro thing?
Right, yeah, exactly.
All of them end up in the UFC or the WWE, or I guess now jiu-jitsu's getting some popularity, so some of those guys go grapple there. But
yeah, Hong Kong, $642,500 for a gold medal.
yeah, I wonder what the Europeans do. I bet you 6 figures.
Italy 213.
Yeah.
Japan is only 45,000.
And yeah, I mean, part of it is because we're good, right? Like the budget would have to be insane.
Kazakhstan's $250,000. Kosovo is 118,000. Liechtenstein is 27,000. Lithuania is 144,000. Malaysia is 236,000. I mean, pretty uniformly, the ones that are paying a lot don't have as nearly as many athletes. Period. Let alone competitive. Morocco is 225,000. New Zealand is nothing. Norway is nothing. The Philippines is 200,000. Russia is 61,000.
Yeah, because Russia wins a bunch.
Serbia is 71,000. Singapore 737,000.
Yeah, I mean, part of it, yeah, obviously, if America leaves the Olympics with 800 medals or something, you know, which is, I think that stat's semi-accurate. That's a shit ton of money, even if there are bronze and silvers.
Yeah.
Versus, like, Lithuania, who might have, like, a track athlete or two in the basketball team now. I wonder how that works on team sports, too. No way that's per person. Like a soccer roster's fucking 30 people.
Well, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. Spain is 111,000. Switzerland's 44,000.
Switzerland's 44?
Switzerland's 44.
Bastards.
Chinese Taipei is 720,000.
They win a bunch.
Thailand is 365. Yeah, it's crazy.
Is baseball out now, right? Baseball's out of the Olympics?
I believe it is out, yeah.
I heard wrestling was on the way out.
Oh, no, it's not out. I'm sorry.
It's not out?
It's not out. It's definitely not out.
Because they were making a bunch of weird changes. I think skateboarding's in. Yeah. 3-on-3's in. They got 3-on-3 basketball. Yeah.
You joining that?
Yeah. I should go try out for the Ice Cubes League. They're trying to sign Shaq. It's all like retired guys. They're all fucking 50 years old.
Is that why Shaq's lost so much weight recently?
I heard that's Ozempic.
Yeah.
But he was
can see
jacked.
that.
He was jacked for a second. I thought he was just on like a little TRT deal.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously a specimen and a half. And I cannot confirm the Ozempic, but that's what I heard. I was getting all these ads for all like the TMZ shit of all the Ozempic face Hollywood's going through.
Yeah.
People look fucked up.
Yeah, they're losing a lot of fat out of their faces. It kind of just depends on, you know, what your body wants to do with fat, I think.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I don't know because they look like mangled.
Yeah.
They look like skeletons.
Yeah,
I've seen
their faces all stretched. It looks
Yeah.
like Jim Carrey in The Mask. Like they look fucked. I think the main one was
Red Skull.
yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah, not Mariah Carey. Fuck, I forgot who it was. Oh, Jessica Simpson.
Oh.
Jessica Simpson looks crazy.
Just horsey.
Yeah, like and like her cheekbones so pronounced.
Yeah, yeah.
More so than like diet. Because we have so many friends that compete in bodybuilding. You get a little diet face.
They get very sucked up right toward the end. The last couple of weeks before they hit the stage, they look gaunt.
Yeah, but this it does look like their face stretches. Some of these Ozempic folks.
Crazy.
I do wonder, what the... Because they're making it over-the-counter-ish, right? Like, I do wonder what the next 5 years are going to be.
Well, I mean, you can get it from a doctor, but you can get it over on the internet or whatever. It's not fully...
Yeah.
But it's also not hard to get because insurance is covering it for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper than bariatric surgeries, and it's cheaper than diabetic treatments, and it's cheaper than
the concept is just so crazy.
Kidney dialysis and
but like that. Just even having that conversation when you step away is just crazy, right? Like this pill that makes you not eat, right? That's all it does.
Injection, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is it not a pill?
It's not a pill. I think they're working toward a pill.
I thought
but
I
I
saw
think that
both,
it's all.
but you might
I think
be
it's
right.
all injection right now.
So a pill that makes you not eat is the option we're going towards because we have so many fat people that your internals are giving up, and that's more expensive.
Yeah.
It's just so it's idiocracy. It's like all that. It's Wall-E. It's all that shit. Everyone's gonna be on floating fucking. And you know, the whole like conversation, like, do you choose to be fat or do you not choose to be fat or what? All that's like semantics to me. Like, just figure it the fuck out, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what you got to figure out, but you just take a little bit of accountability. The amount of like hormone issues people point to is like minuscule. It is a thing, but like the amount of people, metabolic syndromes and all that are like less than 3% of people. Like the issues, you're fucking sitting around all goddamn day, you know, drinking the big gulp.
I think it's addiction light. It's not like full on addiction. I feel like there's more.
Yeah, I wonder what the food addiction thing is. We talk about porn addiction,
Which turned out to be not a thing.
Yeah, I wonder if food is.
Can you be addicted to something that you rely on for, like, I mean, you say we're addicted to oxygen, right? Because we can't really break the habit. I haven't figured out how yet.
Or is it or is like food addiction? They say you can't be addicted to food based on semantics because you're actually addicted to emotional regulation or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's what sucks too when all these like clickbait titles or people are trying to make a point, the same idea of like you don't choose to be fat or like fat's genetic or something. I'm like, I just don't know. Like, are you basing that on semantics? Because they've proven some people don't feel satiated and don't know when to stop eating, and if you want to call that genetics, but you still have like willpower. Like, we're still human. You could still choose not to. That's just track your food then. I'm kind of like that. Like, I can eat a shit ton, but like then you just track your food and you know, okay, my scale will tell me when I'm full rather than my stomach.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of like AI generated results here, but
what's going on with Instagram too? God damn.
Now that Meta AI in the search bar.
Yeah, I don't trust that.
That's a little, I don't know. It's confusing.
It's gonna be Meta AI brought to you by Coca-Cola and shit. Like, it literally is idiocracy.
Probably so.
Everything's gonna be brought to you by some kind of shit, and everything. Fuck, what was I watching? But like every replay and every segment of every show is now brought to you by something.
Yeah.
Or it's Ozempic's halftime show. Like, God damn.
It's because the main things, just the main run of show kind of ads and stuff, the rates are falling on that and have been over the last several years.
For commercials?
For commercials. Like, and so you have to have more what they call inventory for ads to be able to make anything like the same amount of money.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I mean, that's just capitalism. People are going nuts. Like, it's been a thing in soccer, right? Like, their NASCAR. Mm-hmm. There's 20 ads on the car, 20 ads on your jersey.
Yeah.
NBA just started that, like, within the last decade, and they only have, like, one or two small ones, but...
Baseball usually only has one, I think.
Yeah, I think basketball one or two for now. But soon, I mean...
Yeah, on the uniforms.
Yeah. I mean, one day, they're going to be patched up. Or even, like, arenas, right? Like, arenas used to be like... Some were obviously companies, but some had just like a name. Yeah. You know?
And now none of them have a name anymore.
There's no
I
way.
think. Yeah.
It's got to be a sponsor.
Yeah. The Kings is what Dialpad is on their uniforms.
Oh, really?
I don't even know I don't even know what it is. It's supposed to be like I think it's like a business systems aggregator kind of thing. But how big is the market for that?
Yeah, like some kind of software.
Like why wouldn't it be Doritos or something? You know?
Yeah, all of them seem to be a little bit weird. The Warriors had like a crypto, I think. Or same with like UFC. UFC used to have like 2 or 3 sponsors, and they'd be painted on the mat. And now you look, it's everywhere. Yeah. On each pillar of the octagon's a different sponsor. The vertical pillar and the horizontal. Each quadrant of the mat now has like 3 different sponsors, and some of them like you could argue a competition, like Prime Energy Drink's there, and Prime Energy Drink makes like a Gatorade, but then they still have Monster, and then they have like Celsius, and then they have like X, and then they have like it's crazy. Yeah, they have a straight crypto. I'm very rookie crypto guy, but like VeChain is a coin itself, I think, or like a program. And VeChain's all over the fucking mat.
Huh.
I wonder if the Olympics are going to be like that. If we're going to come into a new era of...
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it starts end of July. I kind of like the Olympics.
In Paris. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to watch. Even though I don't even have TV, I got to find a way. NBC, I guess. Normally, right? ABC, NBC is one of them.
NBC, and then all of They spread it out over the cable channels that they
own.
It's under the same ownership. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Comcast. Owns NBC.
Yeah, they have like True TV and some random shit.
Yeah.
I do wonder. I wonder how the ratings would go for that. Because this is like our first real one in fucking a decade.
Oh, because of the pandemic,
right?
Where everybody
because like
shows
half
up.
the teams didn't even go to Japan. It was kind of butchered. No one watched it.
There's nobody there. Nobody in the crowds.
Yeah, it was weird.
It's like a bunch of cardboard cutouts or something, or just empty, whatever.
Yeah, what a concept that was for a long time too. Basketball games are having like digital people in the crowd.
That's very strange. Yeah,
all of it's so weird.
Well, in the time since our last recording, the Kings won one play-in game and lost the other, and now they're out.
It's gone. Basketball season over.
But they had actually, like, in terms of games won, I think they won more games this season than they did last season.
Probably
by like 2.
Yeah, the West
before the play-ins.
Yeah, it was just way too competitive, which is good. I mean, it's good for the sport. The playoffs are good.
Warriors are out. Dynasty over.
Yeah, it might be over. There's trade talks of Klay Thompson and who knows what. I mean, Steph's still got years in him, but all the rumors are that he doesn't want to leave or go anywhere. So just.
But he could have made, a single basket at some point in that playing game.
Yeah.
And didn't. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, not their best game. I think Klay Thompson went like 0 for 9 or some shit. Yeah.
0 for game.
Yeah, it was bad. We shall see. It
was exciting for a moment. I just think the Kings might go forward again, but it didn't.
Yeah, all of it too. Yeah, everyone had high hopes for the Lakers and what was going to happen, and they're just getting shit on. They just got lost to a buzzer beater last night. By Lakers fans. It's good. It kind of always happens. The passing of the torch. The next generations are coming, and
it's very hard to maintain a dynasty.
Yeah, the Warriors had an insane run, like a legitimate dynasty. That I don't know the last team that had a legitimate dynasty like that. And the Spurs.
Yeah, in NBA. The longest one that I can think of in any sport has got to be the Patriots.
Yeah, Tom Brady's was pretty insane.
And now looking back, it's like, oh, that was that was like from the inside. That was an ongoing fucking car wreck.
Yeah. I wonder. Tom Brady got drafted when I was in like 7th grade.
Yeah,
which is insane. Yeah, something like that in the 90s.
Yeah,
and he retired in 2023, 2022. That's wild.
It's a long time.
Yeah, and he was good at it. I mean, he won a fucking Super Bowl in like 2021. Yeah, pretty insane actually. I'm surprised people don't talk about him more as like the greatest athlete ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to beat, even though Patrick Mahomes is doing some crazy shit too. Sports kind of in a good spot right now. Rap, there's a bunch of beef going on. Basketball, there's a bunch of beef going on. People throwing shots at each other, fucking each other's girlfriends and shit. Yeah, rap's going crazy. Kanye came out, made a song. Chris Brown made a song. Quavo made a song.
That Chris Brown song was pretty good.
Pretty good. Quavo came back last night. Did you hear it?
It had Takeoff on it, right?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't listen to the whole thing.
I think it had Takeoff on it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Kanye came out, or Drake came out with a Tupac song.
But they're all dwarves compared to what Taylor Swift has done in the last week.
Yeah, what she dropped an album. She did something with Posty, yeah.
Yeah.
Drama beyond that, just the album.
No, I don't think there's any drama other than she dropped half an album and then dropped the other half of the album.
Yeah.
Which was a big deal. She broke the weekly vinyl sales record in 3 days. Like the all-time.
I wonder why. Because when I think of a Swiftie, I guess she has obviously an insanely broad audience. But when you think of Swifties, you think like, I don't know, 30-year-old single chicks and then like teeny boppers.
Yeah.
You know? And those aren't necessarily the vinyl collectors in my eyes.
Yeah. Her album is also the first female album in history to simultaneously the entire top 15 on global Apple Music.
That's wild.
All 31 tracks are inside the top 40.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, she may go down as the greatest ever.
Yeah, I would imagine that she probably is on that track.
Yeah. It's just the comparison's so hard, right, with the streaming world, etc. Because I know Drake like broke some Michael Jackson record, and people are just like, yeah, man, it's just like such different times. You can't really compare the eras because the numbers are just so. You're buying like or not buying at all, right? Like how many people listen to Spotify with no subscription, and you can still listen to all the Drake, and that counts towards his.
Yeah.
Where Michael Jackson, you had to go to a store,
right,
and spend $29.99 on whatever, $19.99 on a CD, on a vinyl. So it does make it a little bit different to compare those numbers. And I know they came up with some random equation, right? Like certain amount of streams equals a certain amount of or downloads.
They had to do something like that for the just reimbursement, and everybody says that Spotify is ripping them off.
Yeah, and then who knows who's like, put like faking numbers a little bit because they're selling ads. Like it's all just a game, right? Because Spotify makes money on ads that they run in between shit. Obviously subscriptions too, but of course they're going to boost their numbers or at least polish them up best as possible because then Coca-Cola is going to pay top dollar. I downloaded fucking Pandora, which I think was the first, right?
Pandora was early, for sure.
Pandora back in the day was so good, and then I've been pissed off at Spotify's algorithm. I just feel like it's so like
plays the same music
always,
over
right?
and over
It
and
doesn't
over
matter
again.
like whose radio station I go to, but like in college years at Pandora, that's how I like found new music. You like choose a song or a station of someone you liked, and they played someone you've never heard of. The vibes were very similar. And Spotify lost all that, but Pandora's got it pretty good still.
Spotify used to have that all the time.
For sure.
Yeah, it's hard to get into that now because you fall into somebody's playlist and that's just played.
You just get like top 40 shit.
Yeah.
You're just getting, if you're in Taylor Swift's niche, you're getting all Taylor Swift, and if you're over here getting some other niche, all you're getting is Drake.
Yeah.
Like they're feeding those numbers to you, so that kind of sucks. But Pandora was kind of good. Yeah, music's going crazy, sports are going crazy. Weather's finally fucking shaping up. We got the Olympics coming. Boxing's hot. And McGregor's coming back. McGregor's got a fight in early June.
See how that goes.
Yeah, I don't know. His drug tests are going. I don't know any of that.
Yeah. Well, he clearly stepped on the gas at some point.
Yeah.
You know.
And Roadhouse didn't do what people thought, eh?
I think that Roadhouse did fine. I don't think anybody liked his performance. I think that was the issue.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, the original Roadhouse wasn't a good movie either, but
That's what I
everybody loves
thought.
it.
Yeah, why is it so iconic? I watched it within the last decade, and I thought it was very okay.
I think that the people like it because there wasn't really anything else like it at the time that it came out, and it also, shitty B movies are fun to watch in a lot of ways. You know,
and that era was kind of just like full of that. I feel like,
even
though I feel like we're kind of in that era now.
Where shitty movies.
Well, we just have like a bunch of like okay movies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's a real possibility. I haven't seen a movie in the theaters in very often since pre-pandemic.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first summer that we have like a summer blockbuster lineup at least.
Yeah.
Whether they're going to be good or not, but at least they're, the Planet of the Apes is a big name, et cetera, et cetera. That Civil War movie preview was so good, and then I heard very mixed reviews on the movie itself.
I think it's not exactly what it looked like it was.
Yeah, which kind of sucks. I kind of wanted it to be some crazy shit. Someone tweeted, I don't think it was anyone in particular. I think it was just a rando, Twitter's algorithm's crazy too. You just could be getting random shit, which I'll talk about next in the Sacramento news. But someone tweeted they felt like they came out of, they got MK Ultra in there. I was like,
really?
Well, now I definitely don't want to see it.
That's disturbing, yeah.
Yeah, now I definitely don't want to know what the fuck's going on or what they're trying to send me in that movie and who the fuck made it. I was telling Sebas, I got a message from Dan where I forgot the name of the new restaurant, but the one Man vs. Food was on 12th, the little hamburger joint that the lady from South just took over.
Oh, Jim Denny's.
Jim Denny's. What's it called now?
It's called Jim Denny's.
Oh,
still,
she kept it?
Yeah.
So Jim Denny's was like a diner off one of our main veins into downtown here in Sacramento, and I remember hearing about it.
It's been there since the building's been there since the 20s.
Yeah, and it looks like it. It looks like some fucking Grease Lightning type shit. You pull up with your Thunderbird, but yeah, Man vs. Food went there. I think because they had a giant pancake back in the day.
that was the old version.
Yeah, and then I went there because it's pretty close to the gym and everything downtown. I mean, downtown's small, so everything's close. But I went there, I don't know, 2019. It was pretty good. It was a cool little diner, and the vibe's cool, and it looks cool. And then a very well-renowned local chef who had a southern barbecue-ish style place took it over and owned it. But the video is someone who looks semi-put together, but is probably a transient. Takes a hammer to the window.
Yeah.
Did you see this video?
Yeah, I saw it. And the cops are riding by on bicycles.
So on like Instagram,
and they go around the freaking corner.
Well, and they like talk to him.
Yeah.
They say hi with broken glass there. I don't know what the vocal exchanges. And like locally it was on some like Sacramento news page or whatever, and it got like a couple 100K views. But then I saw it randomly on Twitter and it had like 10 million views. I'm like, well, this ain't good. This is not a good look for the city.
It's not a good look for the city.
10 million is crazy.
I mean, I don't know how they kept going. And
well, I see those cops every day because I ride my bike, So like we have bicycle cops and like horse cops all over downtown. Not all over, but it's semi-common to see those downtown in certain areas.
Correct. Yeah.
And yeah, the idea is that you can get places quickly because driving downtown kind of sucks. A lot of one ways and narrow roads or whatever.
And you don't want to go fast in cars downtown because
you just can't. There's stops everywhere and people everywhere. Yeah, so the accessibility's there, but they just cruise right by. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's such a bad look.
They got around the corner. They stopped and talked to each other. They came back for a minute, but I don't think they ever arrested the person.
I don't even know. I think it was just one quick exchange. The person basically breaks the window before the police show up.
And goes inside in the video.
Yeah, they're digging through their
door.
bag. Then the cops roll up. Some kind of less than 20-second exchange. The police keep going. And then the person continues, fucking break the window down, break it, and then walk inside.
So here's the thing: this was not a dangerous-looking person. This was not someone that you need to call for backup. This is not.
Yeah, they're not like well put together, but they're not.
You need to draw your gun or anything.
Yeah, they're definitely not 6'6", 300 pounds, and they definitely didn't look equipped with anything besides a hammer.
Woman.
I think it was a woman. And that's what you just read comments, and comments probably are the best part of the internet now. Not that they have any factual evidence or anything.
But sometimes they're funny.
No, they're insanely funny. Someone did say in the comments like, like that person might have like said they're the owner or something. I'm like, all right, like, but then the cops should like stick around and help or something, right?
Just make sure.
Yeah.
Like, how hard is that?
Yeah, and you don't need to check their like business license or tax ID, but like, yeah, I don't know the exchange.
It was disturbing in general, especially as a downtown business owner.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a business owner anywhere.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's what Twitter's. You be getting the news. I do wonder the connection there too, because a lot of times, you'll Google something or you'll end up on Instagram, and then you'll get similar stuff on Facebook, right? Because it's all intertwined.
I saw it on Reddit.
Oh,
and then Instagram, and then Twitter.
Yeah, but I got it on Instagram, like clicked on it. I just wonder what your interconnection of your own phone is. Like, I know they're listening to my voice and shit. I know they're already tapped in with ads and all that bullshit. But I wonder app to app, because I clicked on it on Instagram, and then I swear next time I open Twitter, the video was right there on my page.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, which is shit.
I believe it. I went with my buddy Chris, which you know, and our buddy Ken and a couple other guys to see John Mulaney the other night.
Oh, cool.
At Thunder Valley. It was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, he's funny, but he's not laugh out loud funny all the time. When I wonder how he got, because this place was packed.
Yeah. Thunder Valley brings him in. I mean, Theo Vaughn, like some of the biggest names in the game roll through Thunder Valley.
And we were in like the fourth row because I didn't buy the ticket. So
yeah.
Up close, but there's like a fence between you and the stage.
Interesting. What if they had issues previously?
Apparently, yeah. I mean, maybe just period. I don't know specifically him, but the last time that he was supposed to perform there, he like claimed to have transportation difficulties or whatever, but
and just couldn't make it.
The this is like maybe 2 years ago.
Interesting.
But the leading theory is that he ended up back in rehab.
Oh, possible. Yeah, it seems like a lot of comedians especially, but a lot of highly creative folks dabble hard.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a props to Joe Rogan thing to like make a creative culture that's at least
only about weed.
Yeah, like superficially about health, you know? At least they like that's where I can't like argue like all this dumb cold plunge sauna sun your balls stuff. Like if it does get you to at least think about your health, it's better than
not. But
yeah, doing cocaine every show or right.
Yeah,
there's some kind of net positive there, and yeah, just for comedians, they always seem like tortured souls.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job of like localizing maybe 10% of his his set.
Yeah, I used to go to a lot of live comedy, like small stuff here. I've been to some big stuff too, like Jerry Seinfeld and whatever. But every fucking small comedian would like come through Sacramento, like landed on the airplane, and first place you go to is Old Sac, huh?
Yeah,
I'm like, all right,
exactly.
dude.
His wasn't. His was more about the fact that Thunder Valley is in essentially a fake town, like it's outside of Lincoln,
Yeah,
in the middle of kind of nowhere.
yeah. I used to really be in the middle of nowhere.
And Indian casino,
Yeah.
whatever. I think the most annoying thing about it, honestly, though, was the fact that you had to lock up your phones and watches and AirPods.
Did he say something crazy?
No.
Because when we went and saw Rogan's whole crew, they did that, and I think he started that trend. And part of it, I think, was to be present, which I do like, right? Like, not everyone's fucking filming the thing; they get to watch it.
Yeah.
But two, they get to test stuff, and they're going crazy with things they probably don't want clipped.
Well, Mulaney is about to do a 6-episode live show out of L.A.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe like an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
Called Everybody Comes to L.A. or something like that. I'm fully anticipating, should I watch it, that I will see some of the same kind of bits. It's supposed to be like live vloggy kind of thing, where they go to different restaurants or they do different
And
activities.
he's live streaming it or just live filming it?
It's Netflix Live. It's it's like the second or third live Netflix series. Dave Chang has a cooking one.
That's live.
That's live.
Interesting.
Live to Netflix.
I mean, it makes sense if they do like big events. Like I could see Netflix doing like boxing, right? They have the Mike Tyson one coming up. I know that's going to be probably record-breaking live.
Yeah, they've done some live sports, but this is like the first
show
into shows.
Or like Coachella or Wadapalooza or some shit. I could see them doing that. Kind of lines up with what they're doing. Live shows in general are just kind of tough, you know?
They're hard to produce, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's why live streaming is so cool. Is it's still unproduced.
Yeah.
Like you can't, and that's kind of the fun of it. Like you don't know what's about to happen. They'll check live news as it's happening.
Yeah.
Et cetera, and that kind of makes it fun. But yeah, it's a fine balance. A lot of Instagram and YouTube they think is swinging hard. You know, pendulum the other way, where it went so overly produced that people are going to go back to janky iPhones. I say janky because they're just as good as any camera.
They're just as good as the cameras we were using at the
But
beginning.
yeah, like iPhone,
YouTube.
talk to the camera type shit.
Yeah.
Where everything else was always, I remember, probably 2018 started like YouTube style producers or filmographers start talking about like red cameras and shit. I'm like, where are we going? Like,
yeah.
you're gonna need a $20,000 camera to be a YouTuber, like.
I think not. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like fine, but then like go to Netflix, like. And maybe that is some of those people's goals, and it's happening. I think Mr. Beast just signed. Was it with Amazon?
I think it was with Amazon.
I think
Yeah,
it was Amazon.
yeah. He's gonna produce like the biggest game show ever, and he'll probably crush it. He's a creative genius, but yeah, I think there's just time and place for all that,
Yeah.
And Mr. Beast, it's hard for me to say, right? Because Mr. Beast is the biggest in the game, and his shit is insanely produced. He has a whole ESPN style fucking boardroom that he's running, but I think there's something special about just raw, authentic. Again, I've talked about it. I'm just a fan of live streaming because of that. Like there is some produced shit, but I can't think of anyone who's highly produced that like kills the live stream game. It's still like so. The kids are rich now, so like their rooms are cool. They'll put like cool art behind them, and like they have like cameras like these, like they have 4K cameras, but that's about as produced as it gets. It's nothing crazy. And I don't even know what the state of YouTube is besides Mr. Beast being the top dog. Sam Solik in the fitness space, obviously, is coming back, and he's just a talk to the camera in his Toyota Camry iPhone style guy. So I do think there's a need for that because you can't connect anymore. Like the celebrities got too big.
Yeah.
They're like legit celebrities now. Yeah, like Kai was just hanging out with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart must be launching something because I just saw him pop up everywhere again. You just like feel the marketing machine,
Yeah.
I think he's on 60 Minutes. I saw him hanging out with Kai, so I assume he's coming out with a special or something soon that he's pushing.
Did you see Lane with Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy for sure.
Not a big surprise, but like
no,
when you see them side by side, however.
Yeah, Yeah.
Lane looks bigger than you would think.
Yeah, I don't think Hemsworth was on his Thor cycle. You know,
I think
he's
he was
probably
not,
on
yeah.
a action medium level action hero cycle.
Yeah.
Because I think Thor is big. Like I think he's like 6'2", 6'3", and Lane's 6 foot maybe.
Yeah.
210 pounds maybe. So, yeah, Hemsworth might be 6'3", 220 right now.
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, he's a big fuck. Yeah, those crossovers are like cool, and that stuff will like secretly happen. Like, I think it's still a mystery. I haven't asked Omar lately, but like Jared Leto wears Rascal apparel, Omar's clothes all the time.
Really?
And Omar doesn't know Jared Leto for shit. He's like, no, I think he straight bought it. And then same idea, Hugh Jackman deadlifts in Omar's shirt all the time. Omar's like, yeah, we don't know fucking Hugh Jackman. Like, I think they just bought it. And I'm like, dude, that's cool. So they're like, and fitness is cool. You know, we mentioned Joe Rogan, Hemsworth. Hugh Jackman might have been some of the first ones, right? Because they're kind of the earlier heroes that made like regular training cool. Obviously, there's tons of celebrities that get promoted through like Ben Bruno,
Yeah.
but that's a little different, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like fitness is really cool now. Kevin Hart is another one. The Rock, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool that they interact like that. And yeah, there's another one too. I forgot who it was. But like Mike Isretel knows a bunch of those celebrities, I think, now, because I always follow his shit. And their YouTubes are giant, you know? Just the space in general is bigger, you know? Well, average YouTube, or a big-time YouTube view back in the day was like 100K. Now, if you're getting a 100K video, you're middle to...
You're doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like middle level. The biggest... I mean, I remember getting on YouTube, and the biggest guy was PewDiePie, and he had like 8 million subscribers. That was the biggest channel on YouTube. And I think Mr. Beast is the biggest, and he has 250 million. You know? So, like, obviously, there's just more YouTube users. And his content is more generic.
Yeah, broad.
Yeah. Where PewDiePie was being weird on video games or something.
He got 100 mil.
Pewdie?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's crazy.
I remember he was racing, I think, like an actual like company to 100 mil.
Yeah, Nike or some shit.
Nah, it was like an Indian production company.
That's funny.
That actually brings up an interesting point, because like early YouTube, big companies never got any traction at all. And now big names and big companies can.
Yeah. A lot of the marketing guys I follow think it's going to turn back, though.
Yeah.
Because there was a second where like, oh, dude, your brand doesn't have an Instagram. You're just running through you. You're an idiot. A lot of the guys I follow think no one cares. And I kind of agree. Like, if you're not already established as like the big dog, a Red Bull, a Nike, or whatever, like, yeah, people do, like, social media was born to connect through authenticity. And that's where the biggest creators grew, because there was some kind of form of relatability. And it's hard to relate to Bugatti. But if you knew the owner of Bugatti, and he told his story of being broke and did an XYZ, and how he started a scooter company and it failed, and then he started a bicycle company and did good, and then he started Bugatti and it crushed, you know? Then you're like, oh, that's cool. Like, you can relate more to the Bugatti owner than just hot chicks riding a motorcycle or whatever the fuck their commercials are, you know? So I do think they'll flip back around. That was mostly an Instagram marketing thing, but like I said, with YouTube live streaming, I think it just makes sense. It makes sense that the pendulum swung too hard, too fast, you know, and the cycle of YouTube's still only like 10 years old. It's a little bit older, but like the real life of it is 10 years old. So I don't know where it'll eventually sit.
That I was listening to a podcast that was running down the kind of best and worst media acquisition / mergers of the last 10 years or 12 years or whatever, or maybe kind of ever. And Google buying YouTube is like number one or number two.
So you think it was the worst?
Best.
Oh, best. Yeah.
Best.
I mean,
and,
obviously scaled it.
YouTube, Google buying YouTube, Meta buying Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. And it obviously depends on what perspective you come from, right? The creator's perspective may be different than the...
But in terms of... just probably in terms of popularity and financial...
Profit. Yeah,
the financial part.
Yeah. I mean, because it comes a monopoly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they crush it. Those two companies dominate all.
Yeah.
One of them will probably buy TikTok.
Yeah, except that nobody can buy the algorithm.
For TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably
That you can
proprietary.
buy the users and the interface and all that stuff, but they cannot buy the algorithm.
But that's why it
It's-
makes more sense for one of them too to buy it.
Yeah,
Because they have their own algorithms.
China will not allow the algorithm to be sold. And I have a friend who works for TikTok now who's an attorney, and he fully thinks that today is the day that they'll pass it.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, because
and-
it's snuck
and
into
get
some
signed, and
snuck into some budget bill somewhere.
it's part of the aid packages for
Yeah.
Ukraine and Israel.
Yeah.
Got stuffed in there.
Yeah.
That's a
Of course.
political throwback to earlier times when you add things in so that the people who want to say no can't say no.
Yeah. Or you get them to say no or yes on one, and
Yes.
you sneak in your own plans on the back end. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for one of them to buy it because, yeah, especially with that algorithm, if it's proprietary, they have their own algorithms.
Yeah, somebody's
They
gonna have to
tap it
drop
Yeah.
their own algorithm into it or whatever.
Even though they failed in some senses, a lot of ways, like YouTube gaming, I think is disappearing. They started to really try to push a live stream. And I just know, based on the fact that they're not signing more live streamers, this is the last year they're signing anyone, that they're probably not prioritizing it any longer. Facebook, same thing. They went crazy and tried to sign a bunch of live streamers. Haven't heard anything from it.
Twitch has been very up and down in terms of live streams as well, as far as I understand. In terms of, like, I think it has a lot of financial challenges
On the back end, for sure, financial challenges. I think in terms of like general popularity, it's still crushing, but yeah,
The monetizing part of it is getting harder. Yeah.
yeah. But
And Amazon owns them, right? Isn't that
yeah, it's Amazon. Yeah, I feel like they lie or like sneak away stuff to feel weird because like they run so many fucking ads.
Yeah.
Like, and they have like 4 different kinds now. It used to just be like YouTube where like the screen would go away and they'd throw a commercial. But now they have like a sidebar. They have pop-up menus. They have like a screen and screen. So like you're getting ads it's almost unwatchable. You're getting ads every 10 seconds in some form. Your fucking screen's flying around.
Facebook posts now.
Yeah, everywhere. So, I mean,
Have
even
ads?
Twitter, you're scrolling around, and I got like a Liver King fucking ad.
Oh, I saw
It
that.
looks like
one,
a post, and then you obviously see like this tiniest script.
He's doing
saying
some kind of
sponsored.
reality show trying to make the next Liver
Yeah.
King or whatever.
And he
Some
found his
such
protege. He found his primal
bullshit.
protege.
Some such bullshit.
And so, like, yeah, it is all weird. But again, like, going back to like it just turning into idiocracy. Everything's a
Yeah.
paid ad. Everything's a sponsor. Whatever their company was in idiocracy, it was like a Walmart-esque company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And same with Wally. They had a Walmart-esque company that sponsored everything. You see it on every bus. It is kind of weird that we're heading there in a sense.
I had another, since we last spoke on here, another kind of weird experience that explained things to me a little bit in the world. Like during the pandemic, due to the issues that the supply chain was having and hoarding around toilet paper, we bought a bidet toilet seat to cut down our toilet paper use, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're great. They're nice, but came to the point I've been working on our I guess I can't say master bath anymore. Primary bathroom.
Fuck it.
Whatever they say. I want to say master because that's really what it is. I don't have slaves.
Yeah, I
Master
think
means
as long as
something
you don't
different.
say it in a certain voice or something.
Yeah,
you're okay.
exactly. I don't have to. You have to pronounce the T.
Yeah, you can't do a Django take.
Must pronounce the T.
If you don't do a Django take, you're fine.
Yeah. Anyway, so the toilet was like over 40 years old. It's time to replace the toilet. And so I bought one that the bidet part is semi-integrated.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you're always like bolt-ons, but you think they would just be built in by now? Like
Well,
they're popular enough and they're not that expensive.
You can. Some of the really good ones are like $4 or $5 grand.
Oh,
This one was not that much.
yeah, that probably massages your prostate or something.
I did pay over $1,000 for it, but not $5,000.
Yeah.
Anyway,
4K my toilet. Rick Ross said. Yeah, I think he has a golden toilet. That shit's probably.
I saw you can buy them. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can. I looked at a lot of toilets before I bought this one. I was not interested in a 4K toilet.
That's how you used to flex
14K
on
toilet.
MTVs. You have a golden toilet, and then the guys would always flex that a butler phone in there to call your butler.
Yeah,
No, that's
Help
when
me,
you
I'm-
know you were rich.
I've fallen when I can't get up.
Yeah, if you're that rich, you don't even need the bidet. You just have your butler fucking come wipe your ass. Yeah.
Well, hang on to that rich thought. So the the old one, everything was timed. So like you hit the button and it ran for a specific amount of time and then it shut off.
Yeah.
Well, this new one has a remote control, number one. I don't know like why it's a remote control, but you can mount it on the wall instead of like pushing next, next to the
attached.
seat. And I find sometimes I forget that it's not going to shut itself off. And I can't go to the bathroom without my phone.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on my phone. I'm realizing that I'm irrigating the back 40, and it needs to stop at some point.
Yeah, you think it would just be a phone app even by now if they're going to go remote control.
They probably could.
Yeah, I'm sure that some of them do.
They probably could. Yeah, but
I haven't gotten to the bidet life yet.
Yeah, I highly recommend. Anyway, but this one has all these extra fans and deodorizers and shit.
Yeah.
And so, like, when you
hot seat, is it a hot seat?
You can do that.
Yeah,
I have it turned off because it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, hot seat. Yeah, just because. Because we've been trained for the last decades you don't want a hot seat.
Right.
Imagine going to a public toilet and you sit on a hot seat. You're like, this is weird.
Ugh, someone was just here.
Yeah, or something's going on, right?
that's-
Someone pissed on it. Something bad.
Something bad. Yeah. So these fans come on when you I think one fan comes on when you lift the lid.
Oh, like auto?
Yes. And then another one comes on maybe when you sit down, when the switch engages and it starts heating up water and all that crap,
Yeah.
And then when you get back up, it kicks a big one on and it really makes a lot of noise and stuff. Not it's not like 747, but
a buzz.
It's much more prominent.
Little turbo.
And it runs through a carbon filter and stuff. And all of this to convince you that your shit doesn't stink.
Yeah.
Because you had the money
euphoria.
to put into an expensive toilet. Your shit doesn't stink.
That is nice.
Yeah, and it really, it does. It really wipes it out. You don't even notice. Don't even notice that you like.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, it was like as much smell as using an ATM.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, you just wonder. Do you make those in public toilets? We've talked about it in another episode too. How we don't have like those self-cleaning toilets.
Yeah,
or just like nicer public toilets.
Yeah, this one sprays like when you lift the seat up, it sprays water inside the bowl, so things
bowl
don't
clean. Yeah,
so that things don't stick.
Yeah, that seems genius.
Yeah,
how's it not like we have all this car wash technology?
Yeah,
put it on our toilets or our bums. Makes sense to me. Or showers. You still got like Ouija a glass shower. Like, how's there not a fucking fix for that?
There kind of is.
I have a spray I use.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to wipe. You just spray.
You just spray.
Yeah, which is like fine.
Yeah. So in our other bathroom, I will freely admit to being someone who really likes a lot of endless hot water, and so like the front of our house has a tankless water heater.
Yeah.
So if you take a shower, you can shower as long as you want to. But those shower doors have been in place for a while, and so I cleaned the crap out of them and sealed them with this stuff that kind of like a Rain-X kind of thing,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense. But even still, you'd think, a shower would just be able to like clean itself.
Yeah, and I'm still using the squeegee there, but the new one I just ordered. Actually, I was on the phone with the guy this morning finalizing the measurements, the dimensions, because there isn't anybody that comes to your house to do anything like that anymore.
Yeah.
Which one of those things that sucks about the internet. I swear to God, I hope that swings back so that there are people who like come to your house for that kind of thing and verify things. And I'm sending the guy pictures and video and shit to make sure that, because I'm getting, spending $2,400 on a shower enclosure. I want the thing to fit.
Yeah, there should be like a cost limiter of services.
Yeah.
Anything like over a $1,000, there should be some kind of help.
But this one has some kind of a coating on it that's supposed to keep the
residue-ish or hard water. We have hard water in Vegas, so you got to buy like fucking 20 filters to stain everything.
We have sort of medium hard water here.
Yeah, I think Vegas is known for being really bad.
I would imagine.
Yeah, Texas, I think too. I don't know. I drink it. I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm not chugging it all day, but
does it have a weird aftertaste or anything like that?
The faucet, I forgot what we got. We got like a medium filter for the whole house, and then like a mega filter for the kitchen sink. I don't know if it's reverse osmosis and all that crazy shit. It'll taste a little weird. Like like sometimes I'll take melatonin to sleep, and I'm not gonna go like get a glass of water. I'm just gonna do it after I brush my teeth.
Yeah.
So I'll just grab sink water. I don't give a shit, and it tastes a little weird. But there's just no way it kills me.
Yeah, sometimes too. That's just how much water is run through it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the water sitting in the pipes is going to have a particular
Yeah,
flavor
or
to
just
it.
might have more minerals or some shit. I don't know. I'm not that picky. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, me either.
Go get your 4K toilet, boys.
Yeah, seriously. So, one final little bit here that is supposed to be somewhat on brand for us. We were talking about this before we got started. There's a question I saw on Reddit that basically said if you have short legs and
Yeah.
you're a short person, you can use blocks on the bench.
Yeah.
But if you're a tall person with long ass legs, why can't they raise the bench for you?
Yeah, so for people that don't know, every federation I'm aware of that is even semi-legitimate, there's no requirement, and anyone can request and use basically blocks. And I think the USAPL has very specific measurements, but other federations might just be what they have around. Basically, yeah, you can elevate your feet on the bench press, which works if you're below 5'5". I get it. It is hard to reach the ground, and in the USAPL and the IPF, you have to have your heels on the ground still, which for some may be literally physically impossible.
Yeah.
But the argument for the opposite, and there is easier fixes, right? If you're over 6'3", you can just start to Y your feet out. You just start to push. Your leg stance will just be, lack of a better, for just an audio descriptor, like a sumo. So
Like
you get a
ducked
wider
out.
stance, yeah, and you push them way out. So there are fixes. But it is weird that you have a short person possibility on the bench, and there's no regulation. You could be 5'8" and use them technically.
Yeah. And there's definitely, you're getting more, some people at least are getting more traction, getting a better leverage maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I it's not going to translate to pure poundages, so maybe that's their excuse. But then again, yeah, there's no other, fast pass on squats or deadlifts for anyone of any nature. It does seem like a little bit of an archaic thing. And then obviously the bench itself is standardized.
Right.
The height has to be a certain standard at a competition. Yeah, I don't know. It is odd. But again, because it doesn't add poundages, it's kind of a convenience thing. And then if you're actually quite short, it is in a sense, mandatory. You just will get automatic red lights if you can't get your heel on the ground. So I understand that part. Where the other ones aren't auto red lights, right? Just because you're tall and you have the deadlift further or whatever.
Yeah, but at the same time, nobody's underwear is giving them anything, and they're very picky about that.
Yeah, I don't know why. Same with T-shirts. You can't wear
nobody's
a
T-shirt is giving them anything.
sweat-wicking T-shirt, which is wild.
Yeah.
All of it probably comes down to money at some point, right? The logos on it and et cetera, et cetera. They're just playing games. I don't know.
I don't understand the underwear part unless they think that somebody's wearing briefs under it, but I don't get it. Why
Yeah.
why
It's
do they
just-
have to be so specific
Yeah.
about the kind of underwear? Can they just say nothing that looks like a brief?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they want just a study of someone that proves Under Armour-esque underwear doesn't give you poundage.
I don't know.
Maybe that would fix it.
It just kind of stands to reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. And I've heard it now. It is maybe more cotton. Sebastian might not. But back in the day, it had to be whitey tighties. Can you wear cotton briefs now?
Not that I know of.
Oh, it's got to be whitey
Yeah,
tighties
yeah.
or a thong
Yeah.
or nothing.
That I've.
Because I think you can wear nothing.
Neat.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
That's information that none of us needs to see.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen balls out. Yeah, I've definitely seen some balls out. Balls popping through a singlet.
Whoa.
I mean, you get on a bench, you got some,
Yeah, well, no, I've definitely seen that happen. Yeah.
Happens. You'll see one day, dude. You're the photographer. You're going to be up
And you go,
getting
whoa,
a bench going.
hang on.
Yeah, you're going to get a testicle in the face. It
Gonna
happens.
smack me in the head.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Just pop out.
I just think it points out the fact that a lot of the rules around any sport, but particularly powerlifting, don't actually stand up to logic and
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, they're probably just old rules or... And again, it's not the biggest thing, so I understand, if you have a priority of things you're trying to adjust in the sport, that's maybe not one you're looking at, but it also seems like an easy one to at least have a conversation about. And then, they want to focus more on elbow depth and whatever the fuck's going on.
Whether or not your thumb is in the loop of the wrist strap
Yeah.
for it. It's like, what
Yeah,
difference
yeah.
does that make? No difference at all. It's just
Yeah.
it's
Adjusting
anal
equipment on the platform.
gatekeeping shit.
Yeah. If you're gonna check my equipment twice, and then you're gonna check my equipment if I break a record, is it a big deal if I wrap my wrist on the platform?
No, it can't be.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, time, but you're still. I mean,
Yeah,
if
but
you're still,
there's
if
a
you're,
time limit. Yeah. If there was no timer,
yeah,
I get it, right? Because then you're sitting up there stalling, and
right,
trying to get your breath
right.
back.
But you still
by
have to.
fiddling.
You still have to abide by the clock.
Yeah,
So
that's another one they probably just haven't looked at, and I don't know why. Because the thing is, you're like, oh man, it's just like a old rule, but like the sport's not that old,
yeah,
and it's grown so much in 20 years that you think all of it would be. And there's new federations. It just shows you these new federations literally just take someone else's rule book and like asterisks here and there, rather than like write your own rule book.
yeah. Right. Then nobody's doing it from the ground up.
Because then you'd find a bunch of weird shit that you just wouldn't care about.
Exactly. Just
Yeah.
sort of streamline.
Yeah, I don't know. I do not know.
I don't either. That's all I got for today.
Ladies and gentlemen, new episodes Wednesday, Friday. 50percentfacts.com for all episodes. Goodcompany.discord.com. Join the community. I'll see you there. I'm Solid Mike, where you want to find me.
I am at the Jim McDonald on all the social media. This show is 50% Facts. What percent is a word and 50 is just numbers. 50% Facts is a Spreaker Prime podcast in association with iHeartMedia on the Obscure Celebrity Network. And drop us a 5-star on whatever your podcasting platform of choice is, and we'd appreciate it. We'll talk to you next time.